Welcome to the dynamic learning hub of ExcelR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We've also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. A hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Want to get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. ExcelR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with ExcelR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who
Good afternoon. Hope you all doing good. We will start for the day. Good afternoon, sir. I hope my voice is audible.
Yes, your voice is audible.
Good afternoon, sir. You can start the session.
Sure, will do. Good afternoon, guys. I hope you are able to hear me. Yes, guys. Okay. Now let us proceed with our yesterday's PPT slide only. Sorry, not Power BI slide only. Let me open my Power BI file first. So let me just go with Power BI day 3. Let me share my screen. Okay. Yesterday, we worked 3 different reports generated from the table, where we have taken sales report, profit report, and comparison report. These are the 3 reports we created it. Today, we'll do the continuation of this one only. So let me just add a duplicate one. Here, we are just going for the other related informations. I can keep it as name as I'm just giving a name as geo detailing. So where I'm just going to delete these 2 visuals Okay, so today we are discussing on a map chart, and as well as we'll try to discuss with AI chart. We'll do these two features first today. Then we'll jump into the data modeling and some basic DAX functions, how exactly you have to work on the DAX functions. On that, we'll try to work it out. Okay, let us just proceed for the next. First thing, I'll just go ahead, go for a map chart. I selected here the map chart. Right, if I require the same formatting, you can use format painter. Just come over here, click it out, your format painter, the formatting will come. So whenever you're going for a geolocations, in your database, you have to check whether we have a latitude, longitude format or a geolocation based, like generally country, state, right? On that basis, you have to check. Here, we already have country column, as you can see. If I take country wise sales information, now you can see that here, it is just saying that this particular administration is not there because I have taken the service access. Here it is not allowing. Based on the organization, it will be varying. Now I'll just close this one. Now again, I'll take country. Now you're taking sum of sales. You can see now you're able to find the information, country wise, the sales information. Am I clear? Wherever I have a country, I'm getting a bigger circle. Wherever I don't have, I'm getting a smaller circle. So to do some changes, we can go for our formatting. As you can see that here in the right hand side, we have this format painter. Just click on the format painter. The first formatting, I don't require category label because in my visual itself, it is telling this particular stand for which country. So I don't require. So that is the reason I'm not taking it out. Title is already given. So map settings, here we have a different style of mapping are there, as you can see. If I take RL, this is the RL format, you can see. You require this design format, or you require darker format, or you require lighter format. Do you require grayscale format? Or you required the road general traditional one? So which one you required, you can opt it according to your need. Am I clear on this one? Apart from that, you have bubbles are there. If you just want to increase the bubble scale a bit, you can increase it. Or if you want to reduce, even you can do that also. Am I clear on this? Now in this one, we have one more option called heat map. If I convert into heat map, you can see a velocity basis, it will show you. Okay, if I just put into a normal or a lighter format, you'll able to see clearly. You can see wherever I have more sales, the velocity is more. Otherwise, velocity is less. Okay, but generally, if you want to use heat map, we have different heat map charts also there in the custom visual. Okay, so if you're going with entire training process, you'll come to know how you can use basic visuals, how you can use some custom visuals, detailing, you can work on those things. Am I clear till here? Okay. Similarly, if I just want to go ahead, I'll just go ahead with Q&A part. Here we have a Q&A. If I give this Q&A, Now you can see it is AI future element. As of now, I'm not connecting with my Copilot future because I have not signed in with any organization. But generally you can do that. So just for an example, you know the data, you as a manager, you know the requirement. Okay. As an end user, I want to give an option. End user can write down the query. Based on his query or based on his prompt, it will give you an output. Such as I required country wise sales I want to find out. Okay, if I just click on this arrow mark, you can see country wise sales you're getting. Automatically it's showing bar chart. But if I required in column chart, right? So I can say if I give in a column chart will give you. So he can just type his query requirement and he'll get the requirement. Okay, here you're giving card. Otherwise, if you required a line chart, you just mention line chart. So here you can see single value, sum of sales, sum of there. So you're getting on that basis. But if I just say I required country wise sales and profit. If I enter, now you can see a scatter chart. If I say line and column chart, so you get line and column chart. So whatever query you write down over here and you click on the arrow key, it gives the output based on that. Am I clear on this one? If I require this right option to be finalized, you can click on this setting. It will get finalized. Then later on, people can't edit it. Right? If I end right as a developer, if I want to use, I can use in this manner. Right? Or else, as per the end user, I can do Control Z. They can type and check it out. Am I clear till here? So this pop-up will come because we are using AI future. So you can ignore it. Here you have the setting icon. You can see these are the 4 major elements when you are working on Q&A future. So if you go with synonyms, here we have synonyms. Synonyms are nothing but similar words. Okay. If in the place of category, if I say classified, class, type, grouping, kind, system will understand automatically. So you're referring for this part. Okay. So if you want to add something, yes, you can add it. Apart from that, the relationships are there. So automatically relationship will be prepared. So just relation type, it is a verb basis. That means similar data type you are getting. Okay. Presentation basis, you will get based on the requirement, what you are trying to derive, the relationship will get created automatically. If you require any suggestions from Copilot, yes, you can do it. But when you will able to do, when you are taking a premium edition, as we already discussed, for a pro version, we don't get it. There is an option called Teach Q&A. Okay. So if you just type it out, Q&A will be able to read it out. Every day, whatever the language you are using, you can just refer this need to be considered. So here we have review questions will be there. As we are giving for end users, generally what happen when you give for an end user, end user will ask some queries based on his comfortable commands. So as a backend, if I want to consider that command to write which element, I can just review and I can just accept that particular condition in the review. So it comes under the list. Next time when he is doing, it automatically comes over there. Very important is suggestion of questions. Because when I'm giving for my end users, he'll type his own requirements. But what you want to showcase, it is based on that, right? So on that basis, what you can do is that you can create a list. Just for an example here, if I just undo this action, you can see here two requirements are there. Like that, you can create your own requirements. Okay, let me just go ahead with the settings. Click on suggestion questions. I'll say country wise profit. Okay, I'll add it. I'll say region versus profit, but I required in pie format. I can add it. Guys, if you have any concerns, please paste in chat window so that I can read and get back to you. Okay. Similarly, if you require any other requirement, such as subcategory wise profit and sales, right? Line and column chart. You can see. If you just want to add it, you can just go ahead on that basis. Here, if I just give column and line, okay. You can see both gives in a column chart, but you can give you can take it out as per the options. You can just check it out as if now let it be. I'll use column chart only. If I required subcategory with region sales in matrix format you required, you'll get in a matrix. So you can give region wise sum of cells, you can add it. So how many you required, you can just add it, click OK, save it. Now you can see that now you can see I saved the suggestion question. You'll get a list. Whatever the questions you made it, right? That you find listed over here. So according to your requirement, you just click, that output will come. You can say click on cross mark, or I can click on this chat. I'll go back. So again, I can go back, add suggestions. You can add it. Am I clear on this one? How many you required? Those many you can create it. I hope clear on this one. If anyone has a concern, please paste in chat window. Okay, let us do one thing. Here, we'll try to load some files which we are going further. Now, let me just go for some files which we are working today. Purchase data. Your purchase and sales data is there. You can check that one. Apart from that, we'll have city list, country list, manager list, right? And even I'm working on a PPT slide. So let me share you that one also. Okay, please download those files. See, whenever you have 900, we don't have 900 countries at all. Okay, we have 200 countries, only the max. If you have cities, I can say that yes, cities will be there, but whenever somebody is operating, either he look for top 10 cities, top 50 cities, top 30 cities, he look. And the next thing is that otherwise he look with based on the regions or based on the country, depend upon the client requirement, how you want to view. Am I clear? So we don't have 900 countries so in throughout the world. Okay. So please correct on that. Okay. Let's go ahead with the visualization part. Now in these visualizations, the color combinations, the formattings, if you want to change it, color combinations, formatting, if you want to change. Here, if you go for view tab, here we have different themes are there. If you select this theme, you can see according to the theme, the pattern will get changed. You can see the color combinations patterns are getting changed. If you go with this, you have different themes. You require black, right? Dark color themes, dark color themes. Now here, I'm not getting the backend theme which I'm having. So this is basically when you're going with the settings, here you can see there is a background. We actually on the background where background color is white. If you turn off, it will be coming according to that. So depend on the need, you can choose it. Not only that, even we have some more darker themes. You can just go ahead with those themes as well as right different combos themes are there. You can choose whichever the theme you actually liked it. Clear on this one? Now how to address this email ID, that also I'll let you know. Just give me some second, right? Okay, even if you required for a service also, let me do one thing, I'll just help you out on that also. So basically for getting the service account here, if you want to get service, if you are going here in the sign in option, Okay, here, otherwise, I'll just show you with the options here, a service called app.powerbi.com, where you can create your Power BI service account. Right? Generally, Power BI service is not free of cost. Generally, Power BI is not free of cost. Whenever you're collating the data in the process, in the Power Query, we discuss how we can just make it out appending options. We already discussed on, I can say, day 2. You can just go through once and check it out. Right? However, it is a data engineering tool. If you have a very large scale where you're working with the different servers, so in such cases, we use different tools such as ADF is there, Informatica is there, SSIS is there. We'll use those forms to collate the data. Then we'll work on the BI. Okay. Now, let me just for a sign in, I'll go for app.powerbiservices.com. Here you have to give an official email ID so that you can add Power BI service account. Okay. So for adding the service account, many people will have the corporate ID. Something like somebody is a HODs. Okay, they have the corporate ID. They can work on their corporate IDs. There is no problem with that particular person. But a person who's a student or company is not allowing. So in such cases, what you can do? You have a website which is called as temporary email, right? Temp email is there. I'll just paste in chat window also. The data sets you'll be receiving, you can get it over there in the, I can say, LMS portal. It will get loaded for you. So don't worry on that, somebody has not downloaded. So if you just go ahead here, you can generate a email account. You can see one temporary email generated, right? I'll just copy this temporary email. I'll come to my app.powerbi services where I'll paste ID over there. So when I just paste it out, it has robotic puzzles. So you can change according to the directions. Submitted. Verification done. You can see it is asking organization ID or personal ID. Obviously, for a service account, we required organization. We'll go with the organization. And here you can create a password. Okay. Password, whatever you required, you can create from your side. But make sure you remember the password. But we required verification code. So the verification code, you find it over here only. If you just scroll down, you can see you got a verification code. That is nothing but 134,699. So I'll just go to that app.powerbi services 134,699. I'll accept the terms and condition. Click on next. It asks some requirement. You can just give the requirement. Okay, choose the country. Phone number. You can give any number. No problem with that one. Okay, job title, any title. Okay, Once fill all the details, just click on next. You can see your account got created. If I click on start, the service account get created for you. Generally, you'll be able to create your service account by using this particular process, but there is an authentication app services which you need to work it out. Generally, if you are using that element, the verification part also get completed. So by this, you can just create a service account over here. You can just keep that ID, whichever the ID. You can continue. You just sign in, it gets signed in for you. You can see. But only thing is that when you're going with the map, you're not able to do map because it is restricted from the organization, my organization. Am I clear? So these are the options where you can use the services part. Right now it is not there, sir. It will get loaded by end of the session. So you can check it out those files later. Okay, however, I'll share you one more time. If you want to download from here in chat window, you can download it. Now let's go ahead with our next topic, which we are going to discuss on related to data modeling. Okay. Do you have an idea about data modeling? Why we'll use data modeling? Any idea? See, generally when you're working with the organization, we never work on a single file. We work on multiple files. When you work on multiple files, obviously connections required. So when you're doing the connections, now how do you come to know which is your primary table, which is your secondary table? How will you able to work on that? So for that particular purpose, we basically need to know about the data modeling. There are different type of connectivities are there, different types of schemas are there. You have to understand on all those elements. Let us do one thing. Let's just go for my PPT slide. Let's try to understand what is data modeling and how exactly it works. Data modeling is nothing but relationships or connecting between the tables. Okay. So the first thing is that as everyone has a question, what exactly data modeling is there in Power BI or any tool? Not only Power BI, either you go for Tableau, Alteryx, Snowflakes, it will be the same process. So data modeling in Power BI refers to connecting the multiple data sources in an organization, defining the relationships to analyze your data effectively in a visuals or reports. See, when you have a information in two different tables, right? If there is no connection between the table, will you able to derive the output based on two tables? No. But to have the connectivity is known as data modeling, is nothing but relationships. Am I clear on this? Okay. So here we have the options such as you can see data modeling is there, right? Simple definition is to build your brain, build the brain behind your dashboards, because to connect the tables require a connector is nothing but then only you'll able to create a dashboard. It tells, right, two different tables to relate each other. Here you can see when you're working on the data modeling, the first thing is that you need to understand a difference between a fact table and a dimension table. So any data will have basically in two different formats, right? One will called as fact, one will called as dimension. Okay. So fact is nothing but your raw data, right? Such as your sales information is there, right? Your purchase or any other information related to your aggregate columns. So those type of information is known as fact table. And relevant data of your fact table where have the unique dimensions or unique identifications, non-aggregate columns will have, right? Those are known as your dimension tables. If I just put a small example to you, you have a sales information, sales report is there, but in other table you have product ID is there, product name is there, product color is there, product size is there, product I can say price is there, like that we have the details. Price may not be, but other structural details you have it, right? So those information which is carries is known as dimension table, where we don't have non-aggregate columns. Whereas your sales report, obviously product ID will be there, quantity will be there, sales will be there, region will be there. So those elements will called as fact table. Let us just check with the definition, right? Storing the current of data such as number and matrix data used to analyze. So wherever you have sales, purchase, quantity, these type of fields are there. Those are known as fact tables. Store descriptive data where basically text and categories, these type will be there, right? So those will be there. Product, right? ID, product name, product size, these things will be there, right? So those will called as a dimension table, right? So you can say, you can go with this definition, quantitative and right, descriptive, you can go with these data types. If you want to go with the purpose, measures what happened, such as sales, revenue, quantity. If you have those fields, those known as fact table. Explaining what, where, when, such as customer ID, customer name, right? Or customers, I can say address, date of birth, date of join, something like that you have. Those are known as your dimension tables. Similarly, data types, here mostly numeric and measure values will be there. Numeric measure, as you know very well, that sales, profit, quantity, these things. And mostly it will be a text or a categorical values. Okay. And one more thing, it contains, fact table contains foreign key. When you say foreign key, what do you mean by foreign key? If anyone has an idea about SQL, they already come to know. Foreign key is nothing but in other table, primary key item, where foreign key will have a duplicate information. So those are known as your foreign keys. Primary key is unique entry, non-repeated in your entire table or a field. So those are known as your dimension tables, or you can say primary column or a foreign column. So a table consists of a foreign column is known as fact table. A table consists of primary key column is known as a dimension table. Usage used for calculating aggregating part, whereas dimension used for filtering part. Am I clear? We'll just do with a practical example also so that you get an idea. And the rows, right, often very large in millions like that you'll have. Whereas here, right, favor rows, that is nothing but distinct row, non-repeated one. And a simple answer is that fact table will consist of duplicate items, whereas dimension will consist of unique items. Fact table consists of your aggregate columns, right? And your dimension is non-aggregate columns. When you say aggregate, such as you have numbers, sales, profit, quantity, these are your aggregate columns. Non-aggregate columns like customer ID, product ID, location ID, name, address, right? Where we don't do summing or average. These things are known as non-aggregate columns. I hope it is clear on this. Now let's move on for the next further details, just for a sample to understand. Here you can see we have sales ID, product ID, customer ID, date, quantity, total. We have this table is there. Here we have product, right? Product ID, product name, category. Here customer ID, customer name, region. Now my client is asking, I just want to know region wise total right amount. Now, do we have region over here? We don't have region, right? Region is there where? In the customer table. If I want to get in a region wise the total amount, first we have to connect between these two tables. Now this IDs dimension table will be non-repeated, and you can see aggregate value, summing value is not there, right? Where we have summing value over here. So how do you able to connect the common ID? So what is the common connector between these two tables? Customer ID. So through customer ID connections, I can get that region wise total amount information. Same thing if I require product name based, then I can also connect with my product ID for this table. So if I required region wise product name based, if I required sales, then also I can achieve it. Here I'm giving two rows, but generally fact table consists of millions of rows. Am I clear on this example? Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Here you can see, just think fact is that what happening, that is sales information, right? Dimensions are detailing about what happening. Like here sales has been added, right? Sales information is there, but you have product name only, product ID only you have. But related to the product ID detailing is there in other table, right? So that is nothing but a dimension table. Okay, a simple word. So first you need to understand what is foreign key. Foreign key is a column in one table that refers from the primary key of other table. So foreign key and primary key, these are the columns which can be connected between two tables. I just like for example, here you can see, here we have a sales and product ID. So when you're going with number of rows, maybe your product ID, customer ID got repeated. But whereas here in the customer table, it doesn't repeat because it's a unique item. When you're taking the connections, obviously here customer ID is repeating, right? And here is the customer ID. Common connector is customer ID. The non-repeated one is known as primary. The repeated one is known as foreign key. Am I clear with the foreign key example of this one? Here I'll share you the contents. Don't worry on that one. Just wait for some time. We're into the process of something. Let us just complete that one. However, you can't do a parallel work. Okay. So if you want to give more detailed information, I'll request you listen the class. Once class get completed, go to YouTube again or go to the, I can say, link or LMS portal. There you'll have recording sessions will be there. Go there and start working it out on that parallelly one by one. You'll easily able to do it. Same goes with the, I can say, primary key. Primary key is unique identifications in the table, right? There will not be a repeated or two rows with the same value. Clear? So here you need to understand about schemas. See, whenever you're connecting, generally, as I told you, as a working profession, right? Whenever you're working in the organization, we never work on a single table. We never worked on single table. We worked with multiple tables. When you're working on multiple tables, there are different way of connections. The different way of connections are known as schemas. Here we have star schema, right? We have snowflake schema, right? We have a galaxy schema, right? Let's try to understand what exactly schemas and how it looks. See, here star schema means it will be having one center fact table connected to dimension table. Okay, no relation between the dimension table, it is depend, but it should require a connection between your fact to a dimension table. Advantage of this table is it works faster, easy to write DAX calculation, and it is one of the recommended, I can say, option when you're working on the Power BI or any connecting tools, Tableau or Power BI, ClickSense, right? Whenever you're going, right? Let us just take an example on this one. Here I'm just giving sales and profit. Let me show you one pictorial format, easy to understand. Here, I'll just take a rectangle box, assume that this is your fact table. And you may have one dimension table, you may have multiple dimension table. You may have one or more dimension table, which is connected to a single fact table. Which is connected to single fact table. So this type of schema is known as star schema. We'll do a practical example also, just for an idea purpose. I'm just giving it out. So here you can see this one is your dimension table. These are your, sorry, this is your fact table, not dimension. This is your fact table. And these are your dimension table. I'm just giving DIM. DIM stand for dimension. When you have a single fact table connected to one or more dimension table directly is known as star schema. Am I clear on this one? I'll come to that. Sales table, multiple table means you have to consolidate. You may not have sales table multiple, you may have sales table, purchase table, like that we'll have it. Right? If you have a sales multiple tables, obviously you will have month wise month sales, or you have year wise year sales. So in that case, we have to do consolidation. Consolidation we can do with the help of Power Query, right? So am I clear on this star schema pattern? Now let's go ahead with snowflakes. Now when you go for a snowflakes, dimension tables are normalized one, all right, more hierarchical with the relationships. Such as here you can see sales table will connect to the product table will be connected to product category connected to product department, right? It is one of the complex relationship, slightly slower compared to a star schema, and more joints required in this one. Now in this one, I'll just tell you in a simple word, if there is a fact table which is connected to a dimension table and a dimension table is connected to a sub-dimension table, is known as snowflake schema. When a fact table is connected to one or more dimension table and the dimension table is connected to a sub-dimension table, is known as snowflake schema. If you look at here in a pictorial format, here your fact table is connected to this dimension table directly, right? Assume that there is another dimension table is there, but it is not connected directly. It is connecting indirectly. It is connecting indirectly. It is known as snowflake schema. Am I clear on this pictorial format? Now let's go ahead with third, which is multiple fact tables and multiple dimensions tables connected to each other is known as your Galaxy schema, or I can say combination of star and snowflake schemas are known as Galaxy schema. So basically, if you can say in a pictorial format, now this is one star schema you have. Now you have another table where you have one more dimension table. So now this table is connected to this one. And this table is connected to this one. So in this particular case, it is known as Galaxy schema. Am I clear? Where in star and snowflakes, you'll have only single fact table. You don't have multiple fact tables. You may have multiple dimension table, whether it connected directly or indirectly. Okay. But when you're going for a Galaxy, there will be a multiple fact tables connected to other dimension tables directly or indirectly is known as Galaxy schema. Am I clear on this one? Now let's proceed for the next one. Here you can see type of cardinalities. When you take a relationships, there are different types of relations. A theoretical one, try to understand. Okay. Then we work on a practical manner also. Here you can see if there is a relationship connected between the tables, right? And both the tables consist of dimension. Dimension means what? Non-repeated items, right? When it is a non-repeated item connected to each other, then it will coming to one-to-one relationships. But a dimension table is connected to the fact table is known as one-to-many. Most recommended one is this one only. The other one is if you are connecting fact to dimension, it is nothing but many to one. And most non-recommendable activity is many to many. If you have a fact and fact table are there and you want to connect each other, right? So in that particular case, it is known as many to many relationships. And which is not recommendable, many to many is not recommendable. Am I clear on this? Just remember this point. We'll do in a practical way while going further. Now let's go ahead with the next one. Now we'll come back to this data modeling bit, right? For these slides, once again, when you're working on DAX functions. Okay. As if now we'll try to work on some practical example on the given data. Clear? So let us do one thing. I'll share you file one more time. If someone has not downloaded the file, please download now. Okay. However, these files will get loaded by EOD on your, I can say, LMS portal also. So I'm sharing two files, which is consist of purchase data and sales data. And one more files, I'll share it to you. Three files are there: city list, country list, and manager list. You got the list over there. And let me share my PPT slide also to you for a reference. If someone has not downloaded, please download it. Clear? Now let's try to understand about these schemas. So I don't require this file. I'll just close this file. And however, you required one more file, which is Superstore UD, which I already shared to you yesterday. But if someone doesn't have it, I'll share you one more time. Please download that file. Am I clear on this? Now let me open a new Power BI file. I'll just go for Windows button. I open the new Power BI file. Okay, I'll just go for a blank report. Okay, now the file superstore which I shared is a CSV file. So I'll go for a text where I'll just go ahead. File name called as superstore UD. Now, if we just see over here, we have these fields are there. Profit ratio, category, country, customer name, order ID, order date, right? Profit, product name, profit, quantity, grand total. Now, can you just tell me whether this table is a fact table or a dimension table? I click on transform data. If I click on transform data, it redirects to the Power Query Editor window. Right? In this one, I'll just change one column name. Instead of grand total, let me give that name as sales. Okay. Now, can you just tell me whether it is a fact table or a dimension table? Here we have aggregate columns, right? Profit, quantity, sales. These are nothing but summing value, which can be summed, right? So those fields are there, then it is a dimension table. Sorry, fact table. So if you have aggregate columns, it is known as fact table. Now let me just go ahead. Loading another table, which is I'm giving as country list. So it is also CSV. I'll go with the text and CSV. I'll just go ahead for country list. Now, when I take country list over here, you have their country, group, rank, zone. But if you look at carefully, these head right titles are in the first row. If I click OK, I'm loading directly in Power Query, so I'm not getting the transform option. If you load from the Power BI, then you will get it. If you're loading from the, I can say Power Query, directly you'll get OK option. Here you can see that first header is in the first row. If you want to move this first row as a header, we have an option in the Power Query. Use first row as a header. Now, by just seeing the table, can you tell me whether it is a fact table or a dimension table? So if you join just now, I'll just request to wait. It will get loaded in LMS portal, right? From there, you can download it. However, right within the other session, I can say upcoming sessions, when I just get time, I'll share you file one more time. You can download that time. Now, can you tell me whether it is a fact or a dimension? It's a dimension because it's a non-aggregate columns. There is no value columns where I can do summing. Okay, so this is your fact table and this is your dimension table. Now, similarly, I'll try to load one more file, which I'll take text and CSV city list. I'll simply click OK. Here also we have similar problem where city and manager is coming in the first row. I'll use first row as a header. So it will come as a header. Now you can see Here, these are text only. So is it a fact or is it a dimension? Yes, guys, it will be a dimension table. It's not a fact table, it will be a dimension table, non-aggregate columns, right? So it will be known as dimension table. Now here, you can see that dimension table also will be a non-repeated one. Just example, country. Here we have a countries. Is the country are repeated? No. So then this column is known as primary key. Here you can see in the superstore, we have countries where it is repeated, right? So from other table where it is a primary key, if you have those information over here with repeated, it is known as foreign key. Am I clear? Now, whenever you have a fact and dimension table, you should not worry that much because system itself read that one and creates the relationship. Now we have three tables are there. Superstore is your fact table, country list is your dimension table, city list is your dimension table. When I do close and apply, right, data will get loaded from the Power Query editor to Power BI desktop. Okay, now you can see these files got loaded over here in the data where you find sheets, workbooks, or can say table, and the fields. If you come to the modeling view, already there is a relation created. You can see common is what? Country and country. Here common is what? City. Right? So star stand for many, one stand for, right, one only. So you will get cardinalities, right? One to many, many to one. So by this you can see wherever it repeated, it gets star. Wherever it is unique, it get one. So now you have a relation one to many, one to many. If you want to cross check, just put a cursor over here. You can see this table, superstore, country column, country list, country column. What type of cardinality you are taking? Many to one. So above one is repeated, so many. Below one is one, so many to one. Am I clear on this one? Your relationship is active, it will show active. If I uncheck apply, it become inactive. So this how the relationship will get connected. Am I clear on this one? Any doubts still here? Yes, values sometimes it can be there. Serial number is there, mobile number is there, right? Those will be value, but will not do aggregation of those serial number or mobile number. We never do summing. So those are known as dimension tables. Any non-aggregate columns if you have, those are known as dimension tables. But it doesn't mean that you may not have number. Serial number is a number only, but that is used for sequence. We never use for aggregations. Mobile number is a number, but we never do sum of mobile numbers, right? So wherever a column which is a non-aggregate value, non-aggregate means where based on that column you are not deriving sum, average, max, min, these type of equations. Those table is known as dimension tables. Now can you tell me it is which type of schema? We discussed schemas, right? Three schemas: star schema, snowflake schema, galaxy schema. Is this which schema? Star schema. Perfect. It is star schema because there is no direct relation, right? Indirect relation between the tables. Earlier I told you for the star schema example from here to here. Just I had given example for star schema from here to here, where the dimension tables are connected directly to a single fact table is known as star schema. Am I clear on this one? Now let us continue with these things. I just need to go to Power Query again. So if you want to go to the Power Query again, just in the Home tab, there is an option called Transform Data. Click on Transform Data. It redirects to the Power Query editor once again. See, hybrid schema or Galaxy schema is one and the same. Okay. Now, coming to next, here I load one table which is called as manager list. Now, if you just go ahead with the managers, I got a field manager, mobile number, and a gender. Manager, mobile number, and a gender. So if I just click OK over there, you're getting. So now can you just tell me whether it is a fact or a dimension? Fact. It is dimension. Because if you have a number, it doesn't mean that it is a fact table. Will you take sum of mobile numbers? No, right? Will you take average of mobile numbers? No, right? So non-aggregate columns are known as dimension tables. Am I clear on this stuff? Now, if you look at my superstore, this is my fact table. These are all other my dimension tables, right? Now, if I go with superstore, here in the manager list, what type of information you have? Manager, mobile number, gender. If I just come to the superstore, do we have any column which can be connected with that table? Do we have manager? Do we have mobile number? Do we have gender? No, right? Nothing, those type of information is there in the fact table. So obviously you will not able to connect for this table, right? Let us just check by closing and apply. Will the relationship will get connected? If I do close and apply, data is getting loaded. Now here it is get connected. I'll just minimize something. See, here it is connected from city table. On what basis? Manager basis. Right? Directly it is not connected to your fact table, but it is indirectly connected. When a dimension table is indirectly connected to a fact table, is known as which type of schema? Yes, guys. So you can say here it is known as snowflake schema. Very important, guys. Even you go for any interviews, right? They'll ask you these questions, schemas, because most thing you'll drag and drop it. But if you're not taking a proper relation between the tables, even your drag and drop will work? No. So that is the reason it is very crucial that you need to know about the data modeling connectivities. Now let's try to work on some reporting part. I'll just use a table view. I'll go with table or matrix. Here I'll go with matrix. So I required manager from the city list. So you're getting the managers. Okay. And I required from superstore profit. So manager wise profit you're getting. Right. So if I required from the manager list, I required gender. So I'm getting gender. So if I just want to keep gender over here on top, you can see gender wise manager, you'll get it. I can do a hierarchical expand. You can see over here. Okay. Now, if I just go ahead with country list, I required group. If I take groups under column, here you can see we have groups. But if you look at there, I'll just do a little bit customization first, then before going with an explanation. So I'll just go to the formatting. There, the first formatting which I want to do is applying some border. Visual border shadow. Title, however, I don't require. Layout is there. Okay. If you remember, if somebody work with Excel, they know the difference between compact, outline, and tabular. Right? Tabular is one of the best, I can say, matrix which will be used. You can see here matrix. If you just want to repeat the items, you can repeat the items also. Completely up to you. Okay. Apart from that, there is a grid. If you want to do gridding, borders in the column side, row side, you can give this gridding part. Completely up to you. Increasing the font size. I can increase the font size also. Okay, now a little bit formattings. Yes, we completed the formatting. I don't require subtotals. Right, row wise subtotal, I don't require it. Yes, if you require grand total, you can add grand total. Okay, later you can do it. Here you can see we are getting blank entries over there. Why I'm getting blank? Okay, the reason we're getting a blank, maybe all countries are not matching, maybe all cities are not matching, right? If we just want to cross verify, let us do one thing. I'll just remove all the elements. I'll take a table format over here. So I'll take countries from the city list, countries list from the superstore. You can see these countries which are there in your fact table, you don't have in your dimension table. Maybe the reason is that they are not operating now. So we don't require any more the sales information related to that, right? They are not connecting now. So obviously, when countries are not connecting, city may not be connected. When cities are not connected, manager or may not be connected. So that is the reason you're getting null values. If you want to omit the null values, in such cases, you have to use filters. Come to the gender, you just uncheck the blank. You can see blanks will get removed. Same in the groups also we have. You can do for grouping. Right? Here you can see it is working only for this field, not for this visual. Why? Because in the visual level filter levels, we basically have three types of filters. We have three levels of filter: visual level filter, page level filter, all pages. So you required for a specific visual or a specific page, or you required for all pages. Depend on your need, you can just go ahead and opt it. As of now, I'm taking visual level only. See, we have this information, all four different tables, but still you are able to manage and grab that information in one single table. How you'll able to do that? With the help of data modeling. Am I clear how much importance data modeling required when you're working on the visualization tool or a reporting tool? Yes, guys. Clear on the stuff, right? Okay. So let us just, we discussed on star schema, snowflake schema, galaxy schema. Now, when you're going with the relationships, galaxy we haven't discussed, but we can discuss in meanwhile. Now, if you go with the properties, here you can see cardinalities. Cardinalities are nothing but relationships. So when the relationship is connected from a fact table to a dimension table is known as many to one. But here you can say both are dimension tables. Yeah, agree. But when you're taking a sub-dimension table, this will act as a fact now. May be repeated, may not be repeated. In that case, right? If you're connecting with sub-dimension table, both are having non-aggregate columns, but one it is reading as many. Why it is reading as many? Because it is repeated items, but still it is a dimension table. So there is a possibility when you are taking dimension to dimension, it can be many to one, or one to many, or one to one. Am I clear on this? Now let's move on to the next feature, where we are going to discuss on all the elements. Let us just go ahead. If you want to save, let me just go ahead, save the file with the name called as star and snow. Okay, I'll just save it. Now for the other one, I required a new PBX file because for working on the galaxy schema, we are required multiple fact tables. Single fact table doesn't work out, multiple fact tables. Okay, let me go for a blank report. I'll just share you the file one more time. If anyone has not downloaded the files, please go ahead and download. However, it will get loaded again into your LMS portal. Need not to worry on that case. But still, I'm just sharing. If somebody already downloaded, I'll just request you guys to ignore it. There is one table. Let's go ahead with the next one. Here, we'll go with SQL. I have city list, country list, and manager list. Right? And even we worked on the PPT slides. So for that, also I'll share it to you. I hope you received it. Yeah. Now let's move on to the next one, which is your galaxy schema example. Right? Or we also call as hybrid. No problem. One and the same. Okay. So here we'll just go for get data, which is also a CSV. So I'll go with text and CSV. Here first I'll try to connect a file name called as purchase data. You can see here we have some information such as purchase ID, date, supply ID, product name, product category, quantity, unit cost, shipping cost, total cost. Okay. We have purchase region, buyer name, payment method, delivery status, invoice status, right? Warehouse locations, currency, tax rate, right? Purchase order number, notes are there. Now, is it a fact table or is it a dimension table? It is a fact table. Perfect. So if I do click on transform data, it loads to your Power Query editor window. Okay. Now let us just load another table. I'll go with new source, text and CSV. There is a file name called as sales data. Now you have a file name called as sales data. Here also you have invoice ID, date, customer ID, product name, category, country, unit price, right? Discount, total price, right? Sales region, salesperson, payment method, delivery status, customer rate, comments, warehouse, tax rates are there. Now, is it a fact or is it a dimension table? Yes, guys. It will be a fact table. So both are fact tables. When both are fact tables, and if I do close and apply, will system will create a relationship automatically? Like earlier, when we have a fact and dimension table, we didn't work on the relationships. System automatically creates that relationship. We are just following the relationships, right? But when I'm loading two fact tables, right, let's see whether relationship has been created or not. Let me load the file. Okay, once it loaded the file, you can see two files got loaded. If you come to the data modeling, is it connected? No, right? There is no connectivity. Am I clear? Now, let's try to work on some requirement over here. I'll take a table. Here I'll take the table. I'll do a little bit formatting on the table. So I can go for my format painter. But before that, let me take order date, right? Sales date. From there, I use year wise. I required my total price. Year wise total price is there. So let me just take total price. So you can see year wise total price you are finding. Let me just do a little bit formatting. The first thing is that I'll apply borders and a shadow. However, I don't require title, so leave it. There is a style. So here I want to take different styles are there. Which style you required, you can choose that particular style. Okay. So I'll just go ahead with alternate row. Okay. I'll go for a grid. Under grid options, there will be global settings. I'll just take some size. Okay. So here I'm getting year wise. What is the total price? I have it. Am I clear on this table? Right. So here you are getting the values. Now, apart from that, I'll just copy and paste. Same format will come. So here I don't require from this date. Let me just go for purchase. Similar type of information such as year wise. What is the cost of purchase? So here we have total cost is there. If I take total cost, here you can see we are having two different values. Clear on this one? Any doubts? So in 2023, you had made it around like 59 lakh sales, right? Here you had made it at like 4 crores 14 lakhs. I can say purchase you have made it. Clear? Able to find the difference values over here? Anyone has a doubt? So here my client says that no, I don't require the information in two different tables. I don't require information in two different tables. I require in a single table where year-wise how much sales, how much I can say purchase has been done. I hope it is clear. So for that, let me do one thing. I'll just copy the table of sales and paste it out. Now with the year, with the I can say total price, I want to take total cost. If I take total cost, total value I'm getting it, but is it distributing year wise? Yes. Is it distributing? Yes or no? Answer is no. It is not distributing. Why it is not distributing? The reason is that we don't have a relation between the table. If you look at there is no relation between the table. Now, what should I take the relation between these two tables? If you look at the tables, here we have purchase ID, supplier ID, product ID is there. But do we have anything called product ID in my sales table? Invoice ID, customer ID, product ID is there. I can create a relation between the product ID to product ID. But as per this requirement, I'm looking based on product. Do I'm looking based on product? Yes, no. No, right? On what basis we are looking? We are looking based on years. What do you mean by year? Date, right? So I should connect between the dates. So let us try to connect between the dates. Let us try to connect between the dates. How will you able to connect? There is the easiest process. I'll not make it into a complicated one. You drag that date column and drop it in other table date column. Just with your joystick, select, hold that particular column, drag and drop in other table column. You can see your window will get open of the relationships. Now here you are connecting between date to date, as you can see. Now what type of cardinality it is? Many to many. And it can be filtered with both sides. That means if I filter in sales table, purchase also filter. If I filter in sales table, purchase table, sales also filter. Right? If I require only one direction, I can choose that one also. Depend completely on you. Right? But there is a pop-up below that. What is a pop-up? It says the relationship cardinality many to many. This will be only used if it is expected either columns, that is date columns, content unique values, if right, and that is having significant difference behavior of many to many relationships. So if you don't have the common identities, then there is a problem for you. You will not get correct information. Now, before going to the relationships, let me show you the table once again. Here you got hierarchical option. If you look at in the report, you got under say, right, sales data, date is divided into year, quarter, month, date. Whereas here also it is divided into year, quarter, month, date. Am I clear till you? Guys, feedback attendance sheet has a right link has forwarded. If you just want to go ahead, you can go and apply, right? Just click on the link, later you can do it. First concentrate on the topic. Okay, so let us just check it out whether it will going to work or not. So I'll just go with the modeling. I'll create date to date, drag and drop. I'll simply click on save. Now you're getting many to many relationships. As I already told you that many to many is non-recommendable relationships. right? It is bi-direction, so arrow is showing both sides. Now, when it comes to reporting, now these dates are not showing because when you take the relation between two tables, only one table will carrying the date hierarchical. You can see date hierarchical is there only for sales. Here we have date, but no hierarchical part. But is it giving the correct information? Right? So let us just check with the calculator whether it is giving same or not. I'll use a calculator. Here you can see, I'll just give this 414,609.42 plus 960,15524.94, right? Plus 54535,292.63 will give you the data. Now it is perfectly matching for you. It is perfectly matching with your price and total values, right? The reason behind that is that all the dates are matching. All the dates are matching, then well and good. Now assume that I'll just go for my table where I'll just go ahead for my purchase table. Here in the date column, let me just give a run between one quotations. I'll give 1/1/2020 till today. It's Excel functionality. So I'm just sharing the right, giving some dates over there. I'm just manipulating the dates, right? To just have a scenario, right? Now, if I just do it, I'll just close this file because source file is the same. Okay, if I just click on refreshing of data, it's taking some time for a refresh. Because it is not saved, let me do one thing. I'll just save this workbook first. I'll just go for a save as in the workbook. Okay, I'll just close this workbook. Now I'll close this Excel. Let me do it save as. Okay, I'll close it. Now I'll open this PBX file because both dates are matching, then it was working. Now generally it will not be there, right? So you may have a sales, right, done some so and so different dates. Purchase you have done so and so different date. There is not possible that every day you do the sales, every day do you do returns. May or may not be. Now you can see over here. Let us refresh once. See there, the values are not matching. Okay. If you look at there, your values are not matching. If you go ahead 1, 3, 2 lakhs, it doesn't be in 19, right? 19 crores you don't have, right? So there is a value difference, 1 crore, 3 crore, 2 crores. So almost you'll get maximum 5 to 6 crores, but it is giving 19 crores over here. Why exactly it happening? All the dates are not matching. Let me just show you without relationships. Let me delete the relationship, right click. You click on delete relationships. When you delete the relationship, you can see hierarchical option is there. Now, when it comes to the report view, here, if I go for this table, it is taking date. I don't require date. I require their year only. So if I take year, so you can see year-wise sales information is there. From 2022, 2025, I have a sales, right? But when I create a relationship, do I am getting 21, 22, 23 sales? No, right? If you look at there, 23 sales are 3 crores, 3 crores, 2 crores you have, right? Just remember this. Now, when I go for modeling, I create a relation between the tables and I just save it. Now, obviously, the hierarchical option will get clear. So you're not getting year wise, but are you getting all 5 years, 6 years? No, you're not getting. You can see we have 2, 2, 3, but here we have 1 crore. That means you're not getting a perfect values. Am I clear? Right? You can convert into graphical, but if you have a numbers, easy to understand. So that is the reason I'm showing all your modeling with table. Graphs you required once you're getting correctly, you can go with the graphs. Okay, there is no problem with that. Now, how to resolve this particular problem? The actual problem is that you don't have all the dates and all the dates are not matching. So in such cases, generally a common interview question also, whenever you have many to many relationship, it is not recommendable. So in that particular case, what do we have to do? We have to create a bridge table. You have to create a bridge table between these two tables. When it is not connecting, and to create a bridge table in between. If you want to create a bridge table, we need to write down DAX functions. DAX stand for data analytics expressions. Data analytics expressions, right? In that we have 3 layers of DAX: measures, columns, tables. We have 3 layers: measures, columns, and a tables. To create a bridge table, obviously I require table calculations. Click on new table. Right now, I required what I required for a common connection: dates. I required all the dates which are available between these both the tables. So what exactly we can do for that? There is a function which is called as calendar auto. What calendar auto says? It returns a table 1 column of dates calculating between the module automatically. So it will give all the dates which are having between the tables, right? If I just tab it, close and enter, you can see one more table got created. If you go with the table view, here you can see you find the dates. From 1st January 2020 onwards, if you just go ahead for a descending 31st December of 2025. So it gives complete facial year, right? Assume that you in two tables, one table is starting from 1st April, ending at, I can say, 2nd August. But this calendar auto will give you from 1st January to 31st December. So it takes minimum year and maximum year, and it gives all the dates between these 2 years, right? With a sequence, one after another. No repetitions, all are unique. Clear with this calendar auto function? Yes, guys. Okay, once you create the bridge table, the parameter is creating a unique dimension, right? So whenever you're creating a bridge table, there should be a unique identical information which can be connected both the tables. Now here problem what was happening? The problem is that we have some dates, different dates from the purchase, some dates are there from the sales date. But when you're trying to match both the tables, right, all the dates are not matching, due to which you're getting incomplete information. To solve that particular problem, we're creating a bridge table which gives all unique dimension dates which can be connected between these two tables. Am I clear on this? Now in this one, to connect it, what do you have to do? First, delete this relationship, select, right click, click on delete. Now obviously when you create a bridge table, system itself will not connect. You have to connect it. Okay. Now here you can see when you don't have relationship, these do, both the fields are showing under hierarchical date. You can see with icon, you're able to find it. But whenever you create a connection with the bridge table, they lose the hierarchical options. You can see date, what type of cardinality, many to one. You can see you will not have hierarchical. Here will be date. Now again, when you drag from the sales table and drop it over here, same picture will come over there also. Many to one. So now it is passing all the date relation between these tables. Now if you go with the visuals, if you look at in the visuals, here it shows all the dates, right? Because now, as we told earlier also in the PPT, whenever you are taking a dimension table, all filtering will be happening from here. So here we have a date field. So filtering will date of date will happen from here. So let us do one thing. I'll just select over here, remove this date, and from the calendar date hierarchical, I'll drag here and drop it. So you can see here. Now I required for this table. Yes, you can do same thing. Remove the date. You can see all 6 years. Now when it comes over here, now you can see that is the all dates are matching? No. But now it is getting connected within bridge table. The differentiate it is showing very clearly. The values are also perfectly matching with the data. Am I clear on this? Any doubts? Now, once you get accurate answers, if you required to convert your visual right data into a visual manner, yes, you can do that. Right? So you just drag and drop, it works to you. But the first, you need to know whether the values are giving perfect answers or not. For that, we use tables. Now here, we are getting perfect answer. Now task for you or a question for you is that which type of cardinality it is. Sorry, I can say not cardinality, schema it is. Can you tell me which type of schema it is? No, it is not star schema. It is galaxy schema. Why? For a star and snowflake schema, you have one dimension, so one fact table only. You will not have multiple fact tables. Whenever you get multiple fact tables, it is nothing but galaxy schema. Or even you can call it as hybrid also, no problem. One and the same. Am I clear on this one? Any doubts? Okay, there is an attendance link and feedback link. See, I am just explaining you on that one, giving a more detailed information to you. However, you get a recording session. You can just go ahead, right? Pause yourself wherever you require and you can start working it out. Okay, it's a FTDP program where we are just giving awareness of a subject. But I'm giving as per industry requirement. Right? So according to the industry requirements, puzzles, right? I can say wares and tails will be there, many more. I should cover a bit, right? So that is the reason I can say maybe it looks a speed little bit higher end for you guys. Okay. So try to work it out. And FTP did not get attended. We just share the link. You can check it out. Tomorrow is one of the, I can say, crucial session where we are working in a project related activity. How you think, how you work. Okay. And we'll just start with our DAX calculations also. Understand? It requires, right? Anything when you're doing for the first time, you may not do at the same speed what an experienced person able to do it. Right or wrong? But if you just work on that, you have a control, right? If you go for a YouTube, you have a control on you. You can pause me anywhere, any place, right? You can jump to any topic and you can just do it. It's not like that we are not giving a recordings to you. We are giving a recordings in through LMS portal also. We are giving recordings in YouTube also. You guys can explore to YouTube. Go ahead and again practice it out and come back. Okay. So practice gives the perfection. Only by listening, you will not able to make it out. If I just say that by just watching a movie, can you be able to make a movie? Not 100%. Never able to do it. Okay. Because watching movie is completely a different element. Making movie is different element. Yeah, we are sharing the PPTs for you. Already in LMS portal, you have it. You can go there and download from there also. However, I'm sharing all the contents to you. Let's do one thing. From day one, whatever these options we shared, I'll just share it to you. Okay. So YouTube link, I can say, please go ahead and contact to your, I can say, counselor. He'll share you the link. Let me share you all the files. If anyone missed any file, you guys can go ahead on that one. These are my PPT slides. And coming to the files. We worked with error superstore, append merge, purchase data, sales data, superstore UD. these data sets as well as we worked with some more data sets. City list, country list, manager list. You can go ahead on that one. And apart from that, even we work today with some PBX files. Those are schemas, star schema, snowflake schema, galaxy schema. And we have not discussed much on FTD day 1. So day 2, day 3, right? And the schema patterns we worked out. So I shared you all the files. You can just go through once and try to work it out. Okay. So just practice it. Practice gives you perfection, guys. Unless you don't practice, you don't get anything. Right. So make sure that go again and again. It will be there in a YouTube. Explore once. Go ahead with your speed. Right. Every day you want to go for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, go through. But if you want to enhance, right, fully extend, I can say you can join the courses. Maybe any sources. I'm not asking come to the ExcelR only, get trained with me only. I'm not asking on that. Right? Any sources, any platform, any tech companies, you can go learn. But learning gives you career right boosting. Otherwise, it will not give you. Even you today you learn Power BI, right? If you're not upgrading in the market, then you will be called as Nokia. I hope you're clear on the Nokia product, right? If I say way back 2 decades before, it was one of the leading brand throughout the world. There was no near competition for that particular mobile, right? But is it there in the top 10 also today? No. Why? Because they have not upgraded its software according to the demands. So if you want to be in IT industry, make sure you think one thing, that every day is a new day, or every time you have to learn a new tool, or make it as an agenda that at least in 6 months to 1 year, I need to add 1 or 2 subjects. If you are not upscaling from your side, then there is no value in the market for you. If you are upgrading, obviously there will be a value for you. Am I clear on this one? Anyone has a doubt, query, please let me know. So tomorrow our topic will be completely a dashboard preparation, where in the dashboards, even we start working on some functionalities. We'll work on some functionalities. If you just want to work on those functionalities, right, and based using those functionalities are required to prepare a report. How we are able to prepare a report in real industry, how we work on that basis, we'll discuss it. So it is there. You can check in chat window, or else you can just go to the, I can say, the LMS portal. You find there the files. Okay. So I think Sushmita, you are there.
Yeah, hi sir, Amar is here.
Amar, yeah, Amar. Amar, can you just take forward because from my side it is done for the day.
Yeah, sure sir. Thank you so much. So,
Have a
dear faculty members, I already shared the attendance and feedback link in the chat box. So I believe everybody mark your attendance. If not, I'm resharing that over the Zoom and YouTube as well in the chat box. So please make sure that you're submitting your attendance and feedback. If you're facing any difficulties, if you have any comments, any feedback, you can put into the chat box. We'll take it up. If not, then we'll wind up for the day. Mamta ma'am, if anything there, you can just put into the chat box. So I will take it up accordingly. Sir, where to see course details of ExcelR? Which course details, sir, ma'am? Like any particular course or this course? So I will guide you accordingly on that. This course, if you're registered on a timely basis, you can search on mylearning.excelr.com. This tip helps in a career development opportunity for research scholars. So you can ask this question tomorrow to sir. Sir will help on that. Full length course of data analysis. For that, you can drop an email to us. Our team will get back to you. So I'm sharing mail ID here into the chat box with you, sir. Okay, we'll check on that regarding to the LMS. Please arrange to avail the material shared during chat like dataset. Yeah, sure. So we'll do that one thing. So in tomorrow's class, again, we'll collect all the material from today 1 to day 5. If you're facing the difficulties, no, so we'll keep in one drive, and it will be easy for download for all the faculty members from the drive itself. We'll push that. I think it's already pushed over the LMS. I will check with the backend team. If not, then we will share the link as well here. Sure, sir. Noted. We'll work on that. Yes, recording is available over the YouTube, and on top of it, it's available over the LMS as well. Mamta ma'am, LMS is upgraded. Okay, and our new LMS portal is mylearning.excelr.com. So old LMS onlinelearning.excelr.com, that is moved to the mylearning. Rest of other courses as well, slowly it will be there reflecting on your new LMS dashboard. So no need to worry on that part as well. But currently, whatever the FDP we are running, that is there on the new LMS. So the reason of upgradation of the LMS be like we are launching a couple of things in that. Student can do a practice on the code labs, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, lots of different kind of the testings. On top of it, our LMS tool is integrated with the fully AI. If we just give the command that give me the summary of this particular session, we will get that. So just upgradations are happening, but whatever the previous material, I believe that yes, Jyoti ma'am. So most of faculty members are attending ExcelR program from last 1 year, 2 years. So that all data will be there in your LMS, new LMS portal. So no need to worry on that part. Should I use the same login password for the new LMS? Yes, ma'am, you can use that. But you have to forget as a first time user, you have to forget that password, then only you can use. Okay, no need to worry, Harish sir. If you registered late, maybe it's late. If you registered on a time, we already shared that. You can just check into the spam folder once. Nothing. So, like registration is mandatory for the LMS access. That's it. Yes. Okay, so I think all queries are cleared. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining the day 4. So tomorrow will be the day 5. I will give the clarity again on the certificate in tomorrow's session. So we'll see you tomorrow sharp at 3 o'clock. Till the time, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and happy learning with ExcelR.